Good evening and welcome, everybody. My name is Kevin O'Connor, and I have the privilege of hosting the call tonight. And I say privilege very intentionally because I also had the privilege of sitting in a room with Ron Williams and Marilyn, whose voice you heard just a moment ago, Sarah Stewart, and some other leaders in November 2012. And in that event, Ron told us about a product that he had encountered for his back pain and for pain in general, and had the concept of bringing this product to the market through a brand new model of distribution. And that model of distribution is global. This product fit in an envelope and could ship anywhere in the world at a shipping cost of $4.95. This had never been done before. No company had ever attempted this. And so as we began to bring this amazing product to the marketplace, Power Strips, it literally erupted a firestorm across the world where people who, would have had to wait years for a traditional company to begin to expand into their markets. We were literally instantaneous. The day we opened our doors in 2013, we were available to the globe. But that came with a price, meaning that, not all postal systems are exactly created equal. And the company realized very quickly that they also needed to move infrastructure into place because as markets grew, so did our need to have management and infrastructure on the ground. So this brand new concept, this tiny little new division called FG Express, a division of at that point, 10-year-old publicly traded company, began to expand all over the globe. And Power Strips for pain relief. Beauty Strips came shortly after with an amazing product for really reversing the aging of your skin. Solar Strips with micronutrients just embedded in there. And if you see the screen, you see it's a little tiny strip that you put in your mouth and it goes right into your bloodstream. So with that foundation, we were a company that, nobody knew whether this was going to work or not. Nobody knew whether it was we pushed this envelope, as we say, that it was going to be the greatest success the world had seen or maybe the biggest flop. But in fact, you saw shortly afterwards that headlines like this were showing up all over the place. This says Forever Green's March growth over 400%. And that kind of growth strategy has continued to help us expand literally around the world. And the reason I want to talk about this infrastructure and really help you understand what you have in your hands here is that we're going to talk about tonight about a product called Ketopia. So the first phase of this global distribution, of this global presence of a company that has the potential literally to join those companies that have crossed the $1 billion plus mark, that the infrastructure was necessary for a product like you're going to hear about tonight, because this is not an envelope product, but it is most definitely a product that you are going to see over the next months and years begin to take root into markets all over the world. Why? Because it is a breakthrough. It is a revolution. The science is strong. The results are right in front of our eyes, and you're going to hear and see some of those tonight. This product called Ketopia is extremely special, and here to tell us a little bit about it is Michelle Lesueur, our Director of Product Development and Education. And Michelle played a very big role in, somebody's making a lot of background noise there, a very big role in our product Beauty Strips and bringing that to market, and we're thrilled to have Michelle on tonight. And Michelle, you're going to throw around some words that most of the world has never heard before, words like ketosis. You're going to hear, let me see who's making all this noise. There we go. Got it. You're going to hear words, like I said, like ketosis and Ketopia. And Michelle, if you would, what the heck is ketosis? Why do we care? What is what does Ketopia do about that? Why do the people that are hearing about this, why do they want it? Why are they trying to grab it as fast as they can?
Well, thanks, Kevin, for having me. This is a project that I've been passionate about. I've been developing it for the last year and a half. In fact, my first day at work was this is something a roadie had started down, and I've been fortunate enough to work on this project tweaking it and perfecting it, running all the case studies. I wrote all the protocols, and I'm continuing to write different applications depending on what your lifestyle is. And so it's been very interesting, even for me as a nutritionist and a practitioner, the effects that I'm seeing. One of the things that I loved about it is, you know, there are a lot of people that have tried different programs, and the reason why we chose to use the word reset on this is a lot of times when people have a really bad diet, it's very difficult for them to shift in a new direction. So it's things like a reset program that help kind of get them back on track and move them towards a more healthy lifestyle. Like Ron always says, it's not, you know, health is a habit, it's not an event, and that's really our goal at Ketopia. Now, when we talk about ketosis, and I'm really encouraging all the distributors to use the word nutritional ketosis, because when you look at the word ketosis, there are some that see it in a negative thing because they don't understand it. I'm amazed at all the misinformation that's out there, and there is a lot of it. And so basically what ketosis, or a state of ketosis, is where the body goes from being a sugar-burning body to a fat-burning body. When you go back to the hunter-gatherer days and there was a famine and, you know, people didn't have food, the body had to move to a different fuel source, and that fuel source was ketones. And, of course, when, you know, they had times when they could get other things, then the body could use glucose. So our body is an amazing thing, the fact that it can move from two different kinds of fuel, and there's a lot of benefits that there is for vacillating between the two different fuel sources. And so the beauty of using ketones for energy is the fact that it's a cleaner burning fuel. I like to explain it as it's like the difference between diesel, which would be your glucose, and an electric engine, which would be ketones. There are a lot of emissions and stuff that are put off when the body has to break down glucose for fuel. A lot of waste byproducts. In fact, our body has to use more oxygen. It takes more steps to use it for fuel versus when it uses, when it can use fat for fuel. And so, again, there's benefits. As we look at some of the things, and again, this is an emerging science, we have a lot of people that are becoming glucose or insulin resistant. They're finding as time is going on that different organs and tissues and systems in the body have a hard time using glucose now because we have saturated our whole bodies in glucose. One of the new things and all the latest, greatest, you can see this in a lot of the peer-reviewed studies, is with Alzheimer's. It's now being labeled type 3 diabetes. People don't realize when they eat all the sugar that it creates amyloids in your brain. And that's just all this garbage that's in the way. And so many times that affects our cognitive function, where when you're using ketones, you're getting a much cleaner fuel. And many people don't realize that your brain, your heart, your muscles, and your liver actually prefer ketones for fuel over glucose. So there's a lot of benefits to going back and forth and vacillating between the two different fuel sources. What has been fun as I did all the case studies was I specifically chose people I knew that had tried everything to lose weight and could not receive results. And so it was been really exciting to see that, you know, everyone saw some form of a result. So it's been really exciting as I've been working on this project to see it evolve and to get it to this place. And it's been fun seeing everybody's results, the kind of results that they're having.
So, you know, the benefits, obviously, I mean, if you're burning fat, you're going to, it's not only a cleaner burn, but you're also probably going to shed some inches and some pounds, right? And
yes, and of course you want, I mean, again, caloric intake does matter. You know, you can eat a ton of fat and still be burning ketones, and you could actually gain weight. So again, it's, I mean, when I developed the Ketopia system, I based it on the masses, saying, okay, if I had to do this, how many calories per day for the general public would I do? And that was the number I chose. You're going to have some people that, especially men, like bigger men, they're going to need to actually increase some of their food to get their caloric intake up. Some people may have to go just a little bit below what's there. And so I chose from my clinical experience and my years and years of experience as a nutritionist, I know that in order to get the body to lose weight, I have to create at least a 500-calorie deficit. And so based on what I figured with this, I could create a way that the majority of the people would get results, and then I could tweak it here and there for those that needed it.
Gotcha. Well, so if you could just take one last minute before we move on and hear from some people that have been using the product, what are some of the comments that you're hearing?
Well, of course, the biggest thing is everybody loves the fact that they have tons of energy and that, you know, their cognitive function is really good. And the biggest thing is, too, is that they're seeing results so quickly. Now, I will be really honest. You know, there are a few people that that will have, I mean, issues as far as in the first 3 days where they're kind of notice they might have a little bit of a headache. They might feel a little bit nausea, or that they a little bit irritable. That's another thing I've heard. And we've only seen that in a small percentage, but all of those people I would label as they're very toxic. So if, you know, the more toxic you are, meaning you've had a horrible diet, you've had tons of alcohol in your life, you've done lots of drugs, both prescribed and recreational, those kinds of things where you have a lot of what I call a high toxic load, they're more likely to experience those things versus those that don't do those things. And so, again, it's just part of, there is a cleansing process that happens, because when the liver starts burning fat and converting them into ketones, that is all done in the liver, and the liver is dumping toxins. So that's just something to be aware of, but the larger majority of the people are just excited because they get on the scale one day and they see something, and well, by the time they finish their 10-day program, they see something else. And I can say so far, all the people that I have personally worked with, everyone has seen some form of results.
Wonderful. Well, we're going to hear from some of them now. So, Michelle, I want to thank you for taking a few minutes out from your very, very, very busy schedule and joining us on this call. It's important as we begin to spread the word about the Ketopia around the world. So thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. You have a great night.
Thank you so much. And we're going to just go right to Chris in Dominican Republic. And Chris, I know you're excited as can be. I've been watching your Facebook post, and people are really responding to you. Can you tell us a little of your experience?
Yes. First and foremost, hi to everyone, and thank you so much for the opportunity for sharing this amazing experience. It's been really exciting for me. I have to say I ordered the Ketopia the very, very first day when it launched. I was just very, very excited about being one of the first. And basically, many people ask, oh, why isn't this like a diet? You have to change some of your eating habits, right? And basically, I would like to define it that it's not a diet, because when you're on a diet, most people feel like it's such a big sacrifice. Your moods are usually down. You don't have that amount of energy. And for me, being in this program was just awesome. I was full of energy. I was happy, and mostly it was like effortless. I have to say, I love each of the 3 products that come on it. The tonic drink it just feels like an orange juice for me. I love the dough bites. My first 10 days, I ate them just as they come, and now I'm doing 10 more days, and now I'm baking them, and they're so delicious. So you can eat them whichever way you want. And of course, I had tried the fix before, and it's just been amazing, amazing. None like anything else I've ever tried in a chocolate cake. What I noticed through the days was not just the amount of energy that I had. I've always been a person that I like to work out, but ever since I gained weight, I noticed that even though I went to work out, I wouldn't lose the weight as fast. So what I did was I continued going to the gym, not like a big I don't know, aggressive type of workout, just like walking for 30 minutes in the treadmill. And I just noticed how I was sweating more than before. I had more energy. I wanted to push myself like harder. And it was just so exciting to feel that energy in the gym. I also noticed that my skin started to look clearer. As you know, I also use the beauty strip, but I just felt like a more glow of my skin, like my whole body. And the first 2 days, I felt like that detox effect. So some of the things that Michelle said right now, I totally can relate with being toxic, because those first 2 days, I have to admit, I was going to the bathroom a lot, and I called Sarah, and I was like, oh, this is happening to me. She's like, yeah, that's the detox. So after the first 2 days, that practically went away, and I just felt so awake, so happy. That's one of the benefits additional to the weight loss that I found. That
Right.
was just like my mood. I'm just super happy.
Well, Chris,
So,
I got your pictures up. So tell us what your results were.
I lost 12 pounds. They look very drastic because I had like a belly and a big butt. And I just started to take pictures before taking the program, like day 0, and then on every single day afterwards. So after day 7, you could really see a major difference. Also, I made measurements for my body, because also I have to say some people are going to lose a lot of pounds, but I don't necessarily believe only in the scale. I also believe in measurements. And just like the clothing fits better, everything looks better, everyone around was like saying, you've lost some weight, what are you doing? So yeah, the pictures have brought us crazy sales in the United States.
Right.
So I'm pretty happy about that. And
Wonderful.
not only us, but I've seen how everyone in Forever Green has shared the testimony, and everyone has been taking benefit from sharing these testimonies.
And we need people to keep on doing that. Absolutely. Great.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, I'm gonna jump to one of our other people that have been using the product and did post, as you said, and sharing. So we encourage everybody to keep on posting, and as your product comes, make sure you're taking those measurements, and your before picture is critically important. So, Chris, congratulations. Keep up the good work. I'm sure we'll be visiting with you again soon. And we're going to shoot right down to Maryland. Thank you. To Mariava. And Mariava, I've got your picture up on the screen. You look fabulous. Tell us a little bit about your experience.
Thank you, Mr. O'Connor. It's an honor to be here in that call. It's a privilege to participate in that great product. I'll use it. Like I last year lost 20 pounds. It's a similar program, but it was so way beyond. Then I stopped because I was tired of food. I was tired. Like took longer. When I went to Utah on July 11th, and taste the product, I was so happy because I know I can use it. I can finish losing that little fat belly I had, and it also be helping other people. It's like it was the easy thing I did. The food was delicious. Like I wake up every morning, like want to do my day with my steps, my juice. The cookie is amazing. I love it. And the fix, I start to like lose my, like to see the pictures, like I used to need 8 days. And I feel amazing. I feel like the difference in my body. I wasn't a heavy person, but I feel light. I don't know how to explain. It's like Chris said, I feel so happy with myself, with the way I walk, with the way that people see me. It's like they look from last week now. Some people look at me, so what happened to you? Like, you look different. They look again, say, oh, you look different. Like, you look much better. I say, yes, I feel much better. And the pictures I put in the YouTube, Facebook, was like I took it here in my room and myself, and it was so like home. But it was so nice to keep sharing. I had so much appointments only from that pictures. I get very, very busy. My phone don't stop talking and the text and the people. I did it so for like 60 years here, close by, and start to call me. And what I love, Kevin, they say, I want that, how I get, how much cost. That's the last thing they ask.
That's it.
I want how I get, how much cost. And I'm so happy, and I like waiting for more products, and everybody knows it. Like, that's amazing. That's amazing how we can feel, how we can help another people. And the price is like it's a bargain. It's so, everything is great. Like, thank you for everyone, for Evergreen, for Senor Mr. Ron Williams, for all the team that work together, all the leaders. Like, that's I don't know what to say. It's like, it's amazing.
Well, that's all you need to say.
Happy.
Barhava, we can hear it in your voice. And folks, one of the things that you're hearing constantly is energy, energy, energy. It makes no sense. People are eating less, feeling better. It's crazy if you think about it. You're drinking this delicious drink in the morning. You have this dough bite. You're not hungry. You can snack on healthy snacks through the day. Have your shake. And, I think it was Chris that said, in most diets it's drama. Oh, I'm giving this up. I'm giving that up. What are you hearing here? Excitement, enthusiasm. I can work out. I've got a life back that's just incredible. People are, this is revolutionary. There's never been anything like this before. Marvialva, thanks for coming on and sharing that with us. We're going to go to Utah right now and hear from Janine. And Janine, I know that this has been a real breakthrough and important product for you. Why don't you share what's going on with you?
Yeah. Can you hear me, Kevin?
I hear you great. Thank you.
Okay. When I first heard about the Ketopia, when you posted on your Facebook, I was looking for something different because I have struggled with my weight my entire life. I've lost 85 pounds once before, 65 pounds a time before that, but it always came back. And I'm the type of person, I ran a marathon and gained 5 pounds. How do you run a marathon and gain 5 pounds? So when I got a hold of the Ketopia, I was so excited. I thought, maybe this is the answer I've been looking for my whole life because I didn't understand, why I have such a struggle. And so when I started, the first thing I noticed was my energy increase, and I noticed that on day 1. And then a couple of days later, I noticed I'm not falling asleep at my computer in the middle of the afternoon. And so as it was going on, I was losing, and then I didn't get detox until day 7 and 8. And on day 7, the headache I had was so bad, it was just literally pounding in my head, that I had enough energy to take my grandkids to the aquatic center, and we were there swimming for 6 hours. And so the energy has just been unbelievable. And overall, I lost 7 pounds in the 10 days. I lost 1.5 inches off of my chest, off of my waist, and off of my thighs, and 1/2 inch off of my arms. So I was pretty excited because my normal workout to lose that amount of weight would be 3 to 4 hours every day. That's how I'd lost the weight before. And wow. I just didn't want to keep up with that kind of lifestyle of 3 to 4 hours working out every single day. So I am so excited about Ketopia.
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing, and good luck. I know you're keeping the program going, and folks, we call it a 10-day reset. People can do it as they want. They can take some time off, but a lot of people are going to need to do 20, 30, 40, 50, 60-day resets, as they choose. And the wonderful thing is, again, listen to the energy, listen to the enthusiasm. You've heard the word cognitive. People feel like the mental fog is lifted. So we're on to something. I don't even know that we really know what we have in our hands here yet, but we will as the weeks and months roll on. So time to hear from a guy about Ketopia, and that would be me. I've got my picture posted, and weighing in there at about 207 pounds. I'm on the beach in this particular picture with the company 7-star trip to Tahiti. And I look at that picture and cringe a little because I've never, I somebody who really hasn't struggled with weight most of their life. But, put the pounds on the last year and a half, started the Ketopia, had a couple days of product on and off, but really got the chance to just do a straight run. It says on the screen as of yesterday, down to 190, that was 17 pounds lost. And I would tell you that in the couple days before I posted this, I was wondering what was going on. The scale wasn't moving. And I realized that most of the pants I had on, I had to tighten the belt. And I finally measured, and it was the inches that went down. It literally just removing fat from my body. My pant size in this picture would have been 38. Today I can get into a 34, 35. And I've got a little bit more to go. And that's why you don't see the after picture. I'm holding off till I hit my goal weight there. But same experience. And one of the things that I've discovered in this process is not only is this easy, you heard Marialva say, people look at you and they ask the question, what are you doing? This is not, months to get results. This is, for the most part, people are averaging about 8 to 12 pounds in 10 days. That's remarkable. It's healthy. Why? Because we're burning not muscle, we're not burning sugar, we're burning fat. And if you wanted to get into a fat-burning state on your own, good luck. It would take you a near-starvation diet in about 25, 30 days to really switch your body into a fat-burning state on a really pretty drastic diet. And, we are encouraging that this is a lifestyle. It's an interruption to maybe some of the bad habits that I know I've had. I think I eat pretty healthy, but as I got into this program, I really looked at areas that, I just don't even have any interest anymore. Honestly, I'm not saying that to make it sound better. The things that I would have been attracted to food-wise, some of the sweets, etc., really just don't even appeal to me. Maybe that will change later, but I got to tell you, this has just been extraordinary health journey for everybody that's on it. There are 3 products in the pack: Ketonics, the drink you've heard about the dough bites, and our amazing meal replacement product called Fix. And I want to just come to a close here with this thought. In 2014, the world spent approximately $586 billion on weight loss products and programs, and about 60% of that was spent in North America. I find that not only staggering, but insane. Why? Because we're in the midst, simultaneously, the largest obesity epidemic the world's ever seen. And it's getting worse. And so, the 586 billion sounds like, wow, there really is a huge market. And of course, that's true. Our goal is to shrink that number. That we don't want people spending their money on that. We want to get people on that reset and get them into a healthy lifestyle, so we stop this stupid circle of, gaining weight, being obese, and bingo, we're right back into the cycle again. So we want to invite you to not only try the product yourself, but if you're looking at this as a business opportunity, remember what I said. We started out with this crazy concept that we were going to be able to take the world by storm through this envelope model. In that process, the company has built infrastructure. We now have about 38 offices plus service centers all over the world to serve the largest regions. Hardly anything ships out of North America in terms of those original products. Everything ships from the origin countries. And now Ketopia is coming in. I've never seen a product turns heads like this. A lot of people have made a lot of money in weight loss-based opportunities. We're not really just weight loss-based opportunity, but we are a revolution. And this revolution is turning heads. It's gathering steam. It's getting attention. People in the home-based business or network marketing arena have never seen anything like this. And the reason is, there's a reason that the world has never seen anything like this before. It simply did not exist. This science and the ability to assemble the raw materials has never happened before. We have it. We have the exclusive worldwide. It is patented as university research. And I'm telling you right now, if you see an opportunity here, do not stand around. wondering what you should do, you know what you should do. You should do what Marialva did. Get on the product, have people say, how much, how do I get it? And it's as simple as that. So if you're here to look at an opportunity, look no further. Just get back to the person who invited you to this call and ask them how you get started on your Ketopia journey. Thank you all for participating. Thanks so much for being here.